Welcome to Resounded Glory, where each week we talk about Bishop Hartley Athletics. I'm Bob McElligott, and today we're going to talk a little volleyball right after we talk about the Hartley football team, which is now 1-1 on the season after a big 42-7 win over Central Crossing last week. I'm joined right now by Connor Collins, senior quarterback, who made the start in that game last week. And Connor, you just come off a tough week one loss going up to Toledo. How nice was it to bounce back with a huge win in game two?
Oh, it was huge. I mean, like you said, it was a tough loss week one. It was nice to get back on the field, get our confidence back, and just start moving in the right direction, in the direction we want to be going.
And you had a big role in that game because Jake Ruby's out with an injury. You stepped in and ran the show at quarterback. How tough is it to be the backup quarterback, to be the guy that has to be ready every snap and not knowing when it is that they're going to call your number? Of course, this week you knew going into the game that you were going to get the start, but the mental toughness of being the backup quarterback, how tough is that?
Oh, it's tough. I mean, of course, just like at any other position, but quarterback's a little different because you got to be ready at every single play. You got to know where everyone's lined up. You got to know where the play is going and that kind of stuff. But luckily, our coaches do a great job of getting us reps at practice, so I'm prepared when I go in.
And your job really last week was to manage that offense. You're running the show. When you don't throw the football a lot, doesn't mean that you're not busy as a quarterback. You have a lot of responsibilities, and especially making sure where everybody is where they're supposed to be, right?
Oh, yes, of course. I have to know where everyone's lined up, make sure everyone's set, and then when we do throw the ball occasionally, just deliver when we do.
Is it easy, the fact that you are a senior, you've been in this system for a long time, so when you do have to step in there, you know exactly how it should run?
Oh, yes. I'm not really nervous at all when I step in. We just step in and we just keep doing what we're doing.
In that game, as I said, 42-7, so everything went your way. What was the biggest difference from week one to week two? How much more confident were you? How much was it easier to identify what you did wrong maybe in the first week that you guys were able to fix as a team in the second week?
I think a lot of it had to do with nerves. Week one, playing a great team, being on the road. And I think we settled in week two. We were more of ourselves. We had a great week of practice. We just found our rhythm that we didn't have in week one.
Well, you've got a big game this week, too, against Marion Franklin. This is a team that recently, in the last couple of years, you guys have handled pretty well. Last year was a lopsided win, but if you go back just a couple of seasons, it took a last-second play to beat this team on the road like you're going to have to do this Friday. What's going to be the biggest challenge this week?
The biggest challenge, I think, is going to be just their defense and moving the ball on offense. We've had a great week of practice starting out, and if we can just move the ball on offense, we'll be fine.
And when you have an opponent that you kind of beat handily last year, you're coming off a very lopsided win last week, is it too early in the season? Do you have to worry about getting overconfident, or because it's only game three, you've still got that good, solid focus?
We still got that good, solid focus because we know that on any Friday night, anybody can win. It's just we want some more, and we're going to try to want it more on Friday.
And that's coming up on 7:30 Friday as the Hawks play at Marion Franklin. Connor, thank you very much, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
And we now shift our focus to volleyball, where the Hartley girls volleyball team has gotten off to a 6-0 start and is, oh, by the way, top ranked in the state right now. And with head coach Mike Rahe and also Kristen Chatman, who's a senior on this team. Coach, to start off the season like you have, I mean, everybody wants to get out to a fast start. Could it be any better for you and your group?
No, not right now. Our schedule is really loaded in the middle of the season, at the end of the season. But it was a good start to come out and play a couple big schools in Grove City, Westerville Central, and pick up a couple big wins over D1 schools.
What is the biggest strength of your team?
We've got probably 3 of the top hitters in the state of Ohio. And then defensively, we're very strong.
I'm talking about some of the top hitters. How about Kristen right here? Okay, I counted this right, I think. You have 76 kills so far this year?
Yes.
What is it, you're a senior. You always want to go out on top as a senior, but what's been the thing that's helped you to get off to a good start personally this year?
Personally, I can say that it's definitely my team. They keep me grounded, I could say. They are very encouraging, and it's just my senior year, so I'm just playing my hardest. So.
And being a senior, it's a lot of responsibility because this is a program that has been a good program for a long time too. So you want to keep that intact and finish off as strong as you can, both for you as seniors and as a team.
Yes.
Yeah. So this, your teammates, who are some of the ones that you're most excited about when you get out on the floor with them?
Everybody is just awesome. I can't really pick and choose, but I love everybody. Everybody's awesome on the team. So
See, that's a great answer. She's already set to do this, not putting anybody above anybody else. Just the start from your perspective as a player, to get off to that good start and get some confidence early. How important is that for you guys?
Definitely starting out strong is a key thing in volleyball. Just to keep the lead and like stay strong is basically what we try to do. And if we get down, we just have to try to pull through. And I think we did well starting out these 6 games.
All right, what is the toughest part? I mentioned you got 76 kills. What is the toughest part to making sure that you get yourself into position, that you're taking off the way you want to, and that you're placing the ball where you want to on the other side?
I would like to say that the blockers, just like to see who my opponent is, just to see how big the block is or how good their defense is and where they're placed. And it's like you have to have like really high IQ to see where everybody is and where you should hit the ball at certain times. So it just everything just has to go perfectly.
And Coach, to kind of branch off of that, how important is communication on the floor for these girls?
Well, it's huge, and that's we always tell our defense behind our hitters to let them know how many blockers are there, what's open, line, cross court, where they can go. So communication is everything on the volleyball court.
What excites you the most about the potential this team has?
They don't know the potential they have yet. I think that's the exciting thing is we're 6-0, but there's so much untapped potential right now with our young players that are part of the program.
You talked about your schedule and how it gets tough in the middle. It's going to be tough over the course of the next week. Take us through the schedule, if you would.
We open up CCL play with a Reedy on Monday, and then we have CSG Wednesday, Waterson Thursday.
Are you excited to get into league play?
Oh yeah, I think we're gonna be first in the CCL. I think so. So
there it is. See that? Now she wouldn't put another player above herself or above anybody else, but she's going to make a big prediction right here on this show. Kristen, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Kristen Chatman, Mike Rahe, the head coach, and a big week for girls volleyball here at Bishop Hartley. And of course, don't forget, as we talked about earlier, Friday night, Marion Franklin and the Hartley Hawks playing football. That's going to do it for this week's edition of Resounded Glory. I'm Bob McElligott.